All right, welcome you all. Welcome, views from the 22. This is the Sunday edition of the pregame show. We got a great show planned for y'all. We have today the Chargers playing the Patriots. That is the 5th seed versus the 2 seed. The winner of that game will go to Arrowhead to play the Kansas City Chiefs for the Lamar Hunt Trophy and a chance to play in February. And then the later game, we got the defending champs versus probably everybody's Super Bowl favorites, that being the New Orleans Saints. And that is a 6 seed versus a 1 seed. We saw a 6 seed versus a 1 seed matchup yesterday, and it seemed like the 6 seed was overwhelmed, despite that the matchup was pretty good. But hey, that's just the way it goes. Regardless, we got 2 great games. We're going to highlight a couple of plays, a bunch of plays actually from these 4 teams, and just some of the key matchups. Myself, Mo Schefter, and we got Vic Jr. on the line. Vic, say what's up to the beautiful people at home.
Yes, sir. Views from the 22 again, man. Bring another little show for y'all, man, with some film breakdown and stuff like that. Very interesting matchups again. Today, yesterday, like Mo said, there was some interesting matchups on paper, but one or I mean maybe two could have. Do you think the second game there was a little bit overwhelming for that defense for the Cowboys? They kind of got smacked around a little bit more than they probably anticipated.
Just a bit more. Yeah, definitely.
And I know the fans didn't expect it, but if y'all tune into our show yesterday, I kind of had my little expectations on that. The Rams offensive line is at another level, man. And every year there's always that one offensive line that is just shows up and they just look better than everybody else. Last year was the Eagles, and you saw again. Look at that shirt that Mo was wearing. We coined that. That is a views coin. You don't see that shit on ESPN. You don't see that shit on Fox. No beef, no Lombardi. The Eagles last year. Right now, the Saints and the Rams are showing that they got some real good beef. Let's see how the Eagles play against the Saints. That's going to be crucial for them. But yeah, we'll talk about it. And we got a little bit to talk about for the next hour or so.
Of course, definitely. And I mean, just to add to a couple of things you touched on, I don't know why my lighting sucks. I apologize for that. I'm gonna have to, but the one thing when I was watching the Rams Cowboys game, and like everything you touched on pretty much happened. I said last week that I felt the Seahawks would run the ball at will against the Cowboys. This is one of the reasons why, because you could see there's some weaknesses in that defense. There still needs to be growth. There still needs to be a development, a process of just playing together. Everybody, including those 2 linebackers, including the 2. I mean, this is a very young defense, and they just got overpowered, and ultimately they got exhausted. And then when you go to the Chiefs-Colts game, look, man, we say it every year. Every year in the playoffs, there's going to be multiple teams that get exposed. And we saw last week the Texans got exposed and how weak their offensive line is. And we saw yesterday how weak that Colts secondary truly is. I mean, Vic thinks they should add some pieces on the front 4. I agree with him, but I also believe that the secondary is much more of a priority because they don't have the talent on the outside to play the cover 2 or the temper 2 the way they need to play it, where it can be effective. All right. We just said a mouthful there. We are going to roll that beautiful bean footage. We got plenty of things to show y'all today. And we are just going to get started. We're going to get rolling. I see we got somebody on. I'm not sure who's on there, but let's just get cracking. Y'all don't need to be seeing that. Okay. So, where should I start? You know what? I'll start right here. So one of the key matchups in today's game, and we'll start with the Chargers Patriots, is the Keenan Allen versus Stephon Gilmore matchup. Now, we'll get into a little breakdown of it, but Vic, I'll start with you first. Just give me a little thing of who do you like in this matchup? and just some of the talents and some of the skills that you see from each player. Just real quick, like 1 or 2 sentences, and then we'll roll the footage.
Shout out to A-Walk. He said he got time today. And I know what he means. Yeah, man, there's gonna be a lot going on in this game, man, and you know, I can't wait to see it on film and things like that. First and foremost, what are the Chargers gonna do with Derwin James? Will they have him matched up with Gronk, or will they have him in the box more to kind of help stop the run? I think the Patriots realize, and they will come with a heavy running plan. They're going to use Sony a lot. They're going to use James White a lot. So are the Chargers going to counter that? We're keeping Derwin James in the box, doing some run blitzes or zone coverages is out in the flat, or even man to man with James White and things like that. I think that's going to be interesting. I think he's got the speed. I think he's got the quickness. I think he's got the fluidity in his hips to keep up with like a James White. So that's going to be interesting. I can guarantee that he will not see a lot of Rob Gronkowski, just simply based on the fact that Rob is just not the same. And I think the Chargers will see that. And I think that they'll realize that they'll need more help trying to stop those 2 running backs.
Okay, so let's get into this matchup. Gilmore faced a lot of good receivers this year. He shadowed Stephon Diggs mostly in this game and pretty much held him in check. But this is a play where he went up against Adam Thielen. And why this is significant is because he's in the slot following Adam Thielen in this play. Now, it doesn't start off that way because they end up with the motion on the tight end. But regardless, he's not afraid to travel where he needs to travel if he needs to travel. Now, he typically isn't going to go to the slot, but if he needs to, he will. And you could just see this is press coverage, and he's good in press. He's good in off. To me, I think he's most dominant when he's in press coverage. And you're going to see here, he's able to get a jam and just stay in front of Thielen. I mean, he's got him completely in his grasp right here. And then, like I said, you could see he shut down Diggs. He shut down Thielen a couple times he was on him. He handled Antonio Brown. He kept Antonio Brown in check. The only player who had success against Stephon Gilmore this year, I would say, was Corey Davis, believe it or not. He actually had a field day on Stephon Gilmore, but that happens. In today's NFL, there's no such thing as a shutdown corner anymore. You just gotta survive, and you gotta do your best. Now, the one good thing about Gilmore is he's not gonna get beat on the same route twice. Again, here he is, another situation. Devontae Adams as well. He held Devontae Adams in check for the most part. He got a couple catches, but they were rather meaningless. Here he is again, trips formation. Again, he's traveling. He's not just a strictly outside corner. And we talked about his strength and his ability to jam. He's also very strong. He's strong. You're going to see here the safety ends up actually running a pick on him. So he has to fight not only the receiver, but his safety as well. He's able to fight over it and still end up making a play on this football.
Bro, that's great understanding of depth right there. Instead of trying to like follow the receiver, he realized that he just needed to get to a spot.
Right.
That's impressive right there, man. Because he could have followed Adams, try to get through the traffic, but he just went to a spot.
Now, a little shade here. Perhaps you could say the quarterback could have stepped into his throw and be a little more fundamentally sound and made a better play. You know what I mean? I don't know why all this, but that's your boy right there, bootleg. That's why we call him bootleg. But you just see from this angle, same thing, just to show you, like Vic said, he ran to a spot, understood the coverage, understood everything that was going on, and made a play. This next thing, go ahead, Vic.
No, go ahead. I'll add it after the next play.
No, go ahead. I still gotta find it. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying because you asked about the matchups, and it's just going to be another key matchup there because we'll show a little bit of Keenan Allen, but that should be another fun matchup to definitely watch on film. after this game.
Certainly. And this next play, I might not show anything after this. I might show one more play, if that.
Mm-hmm.
This next play here, you can see him again on Adams right here. And Adams is going to run an out and up. So he's going to run this way, and this way. And really, Gilmore just runs this route for him. And he completely just takes Adams away from this play. So, again,
yeah, he knew it was coming.
And then just look at the adjustment he's able to make. He completely blankets Adams here, and he almost ends up making an interception. Devontae Adams needs to channel his inner Charles Woodson, and he almost ends up making a play.
Such an impressive corner, man. That's probably one of Bill's best signings, because there's not many.
I will say this: I think he is probably the best corner to don a Patriots jersey. Now, minus 2014 Darrelle Revis, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Darrelle, even though that was his last good season, he wasn't in his prime. You know what I mean? And I think the fact that they have Gilmore in his prime is really, really crucial, especially if they want to get to a February game with this subpar team. And yes, they are subpar, but they have a pretty good secondary, and they have obviously that quarterback.
Even better than Ty Law?
That's a good one. Nothing. I mean, obviously Ty is, he's up for the Hall of Fame, but I just like Gilmore's size, man. Now, here's the thing: as we talk about, every corner can get beat, and this is sometimes where you see him getting beat. If you run it, you have to run a really good route. You have to be quick. You see that a play doesn't go to him, and the one thing we see with him is that he's able to have some recovery to him. But here, in my opinion, he got beat, and that's one place where you see him get beat is with quickness and really good feet, which Keenan Allen has. And then you also sometimes see him be a little lackadaisical with his approach and with his technique. But for the most part, the one really good thing, and this is important, he's not going to get beat on the same route twice. So I don't expect, before we roll this footage for Vic, I don't expect Keenan Allen to be completely shut out today. I think Keenan Allen is going to have some plays. Yeah. I don't think Gilmore is going to be able to limit him, and I think he's going to win more often than not. So I could see Keenan Allen, as much as I love him, I could see him with a stat line of 3 catches for 22 yards or 7 catches for 49 yards. You know what I mean? Like, I don't expect too many big plays on Gilmore just because that's what he is. Vic?
Yeah, I mean, you see here again, it's just are they going to go man this week, or are they going to play zone? That's with the Patriots, stuff like that. Clearly, you can see Gilmore will line up wherever any receiver they want him to, whether it's in the slot, whether it's in the outside, even in tight formations. Here, Keenan is running a fake zig route, as you can see by the way he turns towards the quarterback. So that's a fake zig. And then he goes up the field in a go route. He also has a tremendous ability to adjust. So this is not only a guy with great precision route running, great feet, but he has ability to adjust to the ball in the air. So that's just going to be a fun matchup. Like Mo said, Gilmore has some success against Antonio Brown. He has some success against some other receivers, not named Corey Davis. That's my guy, number 84. But he's another precise route runner. And Keenan Allen is just a smaller, quicker kind of guy. So it's going to be interesting, that matchup. Will the Patriots go man? Will they go zone? Like Mo said before, they adjust. They do a good job adjusting to the matchup and a good job adjusting throughout the game. You see here, this is basically more in a zone coverage here. You'll see the Chargers will run him in a lot of deep ends and stuff like that. Because he just knows how to find a spot. He'll slow down here. He's got a great rapport with Phillip Rivers and stuff like that. So like Mo said, man, there's gonna be times where you see him getting some really low yardage numbers, but they're gonna be effective because they'll move the chains and things like that.
Right.
Again, I mean, I don't know how you think the Patriots will attack him or how they use him, but that's going to be a fun matchup, man. Because Gilmore definitely can shut some guys down, but he also can give up some plays and stuff like that.
No, certainly. Look, I think that's by far the biggest thing for New England today is that they're going to have to be able to man up and lock down these big, tall receivers. It's not just Keenan Allen. You got Tyrell Williams and you got Mike Williams. There's some big receivers over there for the Chargers team.
Hunter Henry.
And then we'll get to that in a second. As far as on the outside and with those receivers, the one thing for New England, this rookie J.C. Jackson, number 27, he's played a lot more snaps as the year has went on. He's certainly been playing a lot more over the last maybe 6 weeks, I want to say, whereas within the first 12 weeks, 10 weeks, he wasn't playing as much, but he's been playing a lot more, and he's really helped solidify that seeming endless leak that was happening in the Patriots secondary. And it all started with that Super Bowl last year versus the Eagles when they pulled Malcolm Butler and they got that whole secondary out of sorts. Seemed like they were just trying to find their identity since then, and they finally found it when they put him in the game and he started playing more and he started playing better. Certainly, you're not going to play more unless you start playing better. And he started playing better, similar to Malcolm Butler in that 2014 season. Malcolm Butler, if you remember, he was, I think, the 5th or 6th corner on that depth chart. You had Browner and Revis on the outside, and then on the slot, you had a battle going on all year long between Kyle Arrington and Logan Ryan, and basically Bill would just go with the hot hand. In the Super Bowl, he decided to just go with Malcolm Butler because Arrington wasn't doing anything, Logan wasn't doing anything, and the rest is history. Same thing here. They were having problems with Jonathan Jones, Cyrus Jones, Eric Rowe. And Eric Rowe and Cyrus Jones are guys that they invested in. 2nd-round pick for Cyrus Jones, and I believe they gave up a 3rd-round pick for Eric Rowe to the Eagles. So those are guys that they invested in, but to show you how the NFL is, the undrafted guy ends up being the guy that they're going to roll with heading into the postseason. That's just the way it goes. Doesn't matter when you get drafted. All that matters is how you play.
Just to let you know, in case you missed it, JC was a favorite of the Views from the 22 crew. He made our top 100 list. So,
see,
shame
on me. I didn't even know that.
That kid can play. He's got they found themselves a player with this one. He might be able to play there for a while.
I mean, I think so. I think he's big. I think he's physical. I think he's fast. I think he's just got a good combination of things that's going to make him a successful corner, like Vic said, for a couple years to come. He's going to need to play big because, he might end up on Keenan Allen for 1 or 2 plays. I think he's going to be more on Tyrell Williams or Mike Williams, and they're going to rotate between Jason and him on the Williams boys. But we'll see how that goes. Just to move on, because we don't want to spend too much time. We got too many things to go on here. Just going to show you a couple plays here with the Chargers where I think the Patriots offensively are going to have to attack them and exploit. And that's the screen game and really just the running backs in the passing game in general. As we know, the Patriots are really good at using their running backs in the passing game. Here you see a screen pass, goes for a big play. Nobody accounts for him. I'll show you another play here.
That was an interesting play right there because it's just the threat of Tyreek Hill right there.
And New England has been doing this more and more as the season goes on, where they'll bring in Edelman or Dorsett or Cordell Patterson on that same type of action. Same thing here again, screen with the left guard leading. Big play again. And then here is the next play. This is a touchdown. Same thing, man. You can see just the running back just sort of gets lost. And he's just finding endless space to run. And this is something you see constantly when you're watching the Chargers. Now, they do a good job in some aspects, in some respects. But a lot of times you just see them basically losing the running back and not giving him any attention. Now, if you do that in today's game, you're asking for trouble, because the one thing Brady knows how to do is hit the running backs and hit them in stride and hit them in a spot where they can get the ball and not break their momentum. Same thing here. The same screen pass we showed 2 plays ago. The same one. Luckily, Derwin James there is this time, but still, he's not able to make a play.
Right, and again, that's where I think they're gonna end up having to use him there. And if the Patriots block it, they block it well. Hey, it is what it is. They're gonna need that success, though. They're gonna need Sony, and they're gonna need James to have a really good game today.
Definitely, and just to show a couple more things to show real quick. This is Dion Lewis right here, and Dion Lewis obviously made his name for the New England Patriots, even though he spent time with the Browns and the Eagles prior. And same thing here, he learned everything from the New England school of running routes from the running back. He's going to go one-on-one here with Jamal Adams. This is the matchup that Vic was talking about with James White and Jamal Adams and how they may use him. Well, here we go. This is a perfect example. This is Mike Vrabel's team. So there's Patriots influence. There's a Patriots general manager in there. And then also there's Dion Lewis in there, who's obviously played with the Patriots. See a little out route right here by the running back. He should have hit him. You see, he beats him. Now Mariota rolls out. See, he beats him. Brady's going to have that ball right there as soon as James White turns.
Exactly.
Now, still Mariota's able to run out and make a play. And here's the bad part. Derwin James, rather, isn't able to bring him down. And he's able to get some yak.
Yeah, I expect him to be in that role, man. I don't expect this. I don't expect him to be on Gronk too much.
I don't
we'll see.
Just to show a couple more plays, and then we'll get to that again, Vic, so you can elaborate on it.
Yeah.
This is Derrick Henry in the backfield. This is not anybody who's a threat. And Sony Michel is not somebody who's a major threat. But they will pass him the football, especially when you leave him wide open the way like this. Same thing. Like I said, you see it constantly. I think y'all get the point. Trying to paint you up now. Last thing I'm going to show y'all. This is the last thing I'm going to show y'all. This is what they need to do constantly today. It can't be a thing where I only see it every now and then on film. It's something I need to see constantly from them if they want to win this football game. Here's the crucial 3rd and 5. You can see they're showing pressure. That sugar blitz, as they call it. I'm gonna run it from this angle, really, because this is the part I really just wanted to highlight one thing right here. Keep an eye on this player right here. This is how you want to defend James White on these 3rd downs. He's going to look to block. James White is going to do the same thing. He's going to look to block, and then he's going to look to release. And somebody's there to account for him. This is perfectly legal. He's within 5 yards. He's even on the line of scrimmage, so this is perfectly legal. And that's exactly how you need to defend that if you're the Los Angeles Chargers, because if you just allow Brady, and if you go back, I was watching some of the tape on their game last year, the Chargers and the Patriots, that is. It was just a bunch of those plays where the running backs, be it Dion Lewis, be it Rex Burkhead, be it James White, they were just out in the flat, wide open, and Brady was just dumping it off. And it wasn't even Vic. It wasn't even on no 1st and 10s, man. It was on 3rd and 10s, 3rd and longs, and they're not accounting for the running back, and he's just dumping it off, and they're getting the 1st down. If you allow Brady to pick up 1st downs that easily, extend the drive that easily, you're asking for trouble.
And that's part of the EMP system. The running back is a very heavily used piece of that system. So like in Brady, it just seems like Brady has a knack for knowing where they're going to be. Because he could be looking upfield, he could be looking to his right. If the running back is at a certain spot to the left, he will turn his hips and throw that ball and the running back better be there, and he throws an accurate ball, and just, I mean, they're gonna get big plays out of that, man. And I'm pretty sure, like the Chargers, you're a playoff team. They're a well-coached team, so they should be able to have somebody on those running backs, very close at least.
Right. Absolutely. So what we're going to jump into now is the Patriots run game, Vic, and I'm going to let you watch these plays, and I'm going to let you break it down, because I know how much you appreciate offensive line play. I know how much you appreciate all these things. This first play that we're going to see here is wham block. Now, the point of highlighting the Patriots run game is to highlight these two guys right here. And that is, I'm sorry, is to highlight this guy right here and this guy right here. And that is number 46, excuse the terrible graphic there, James Devlin, the fullback, and number 69, the right guard, Shaq Mason. James Devlin is basically having a third guard on there. Dwayne Allen is really good in run blocking. We know Rob Gronkowski's ability in run blocking. Look, that seven defensive backs look that the Chargers deployed last week against the Ravens, that is not going to work this week. And it is mainly because of those four players that I just talked about, specifically James Devlin and Shaq Mason. They are a power-heavy professional running attack. You see he gets the wham right there on Star Luatui.
Oh, little trap right there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And like you said, the Chargers came out with a heavy defensive back look, or scheme last week against the Ravens, and that's because they had to adjust to what the Ravens do with Lamar Jackson and things like that. But they will go back to their traditional looks of having their 3 or 4 linebackers out on the field, because they're going to definitely need it against this power running game. Like you said, the Patriots use a lot of jumbo looks, and they also use their tight ends well, with 2 very good blocking tight ends and a very good blocking fullback. So
right,
that's going to be an interesting matchup. They're going to need all hands on deck. We're going to show a little bit about Ingram and Bosa coming up. But again, Derwin James is also going to be key to trying to stop this run game for the Patriots.
Absolutely. Now here's this next play. Again, I just want you to keep an eye on Shaq Mason here. He kind of leads. He's the lead blocker on this play, and he really makes this play happen. You see they pull him, and James White just follows him. Boom.
That's a beautiful gap scheme play right there. That's another, just Patriots know how to mix it up. They do a little bit of zone running schemes. They got a little bit of a gap running schemes. They'll show some counter plays. Some delays, right? Do we still have use the delay a little bit?
Absolutely. They love that delay, man.
Yeah, and definitely some trap plays too. Because I remember, if I remember correctly, last year when we started talking about the trap, they were the second highest team after the Eagles to use a trap play. So
yes, indeed. And just Vic, can you remind the friendly people at home what was the Super Bowl matchup last year?
Eagles, Patriots.
There you go, baby. Trap, trap, trap.
Beef no Lombardi.
Yes, indeed. And the one thing also about the New England Patriots running scheme is that, and this is just, hey man, film over feelings is the reason we call him the GOAT. Y'all need to know why we call him the GOAT. There's a lot of responsibility on the quarterback in this scheme, as whether you're running or whether you're passing. Because when you get to the line, it's his job to identify everybody and put them in the right play. Anytime they call a running play, they have other running plays to go with it based on one word from the quarterback, and it's his job to constantly put them into the right running play, and that's what he does constantly. Same thing here. You could see this time they're both leading, and I mean, Sony is just, I mean, he's dancing right now. He's.
I mean, Shaq Mason could easily be their best offensive lineman after Soldier left, right?
I think even when Soldier was there, I think he was their best offensive lineman. Obviously, he just gave up 2 crucial sacks and 2 crucial moments being in this, well, actually 4 crucial sacks in the Super Bowl against Grady Jarrett, and then last year against the Jaguars. But for the most part, man, Shaq has been
the Eagles though, because the Jaguars won. Brady was able to. Don't forget, Brady was able to come back.
yes,
And the next play to Amendola.
yes,
But then he gave up, and that was his second sack of the season, and his third sack of the season was against the Eagles, and it just a strip sack. Brady wasn't able to hold on to the ball.
right, exactly.
So we can't. He has to be able to also make crucial plays. Again, we highlight a lot how important the offensive line is on a down by down basis, like per play, like they're very important. So again, you got to make those crucial blocks at crucial moments. Look at how tight these holes are, and Devlin does a great job just getting out of the way. You know what I mean? Getting to his spot through the gaps, getting to his blocker so that the running back can make a play.
Right. And again, just a good job by Sony overall, just understanding what's going on and following and being patient and finishing the runs. That's another thing that he does really well is just finish his runs. Here's another play right here where just to highlight the James Devlin element of all this. 3rd and 1, no beef, no Lombardi. You gotta be able to make these plays in January if you want to get to February and then ultimately win it. You got to be able to line up on 3rd and short and just run it. And that's exactly what they're able to do here. And Sony, same thing, man. He's just able to finish the run. James Devlin just enough. And he's able to finish the run. And then the last thing, just to show Sony Michel's running ability and his patience. And then we'll move on to the Bosa and Ingram stamps.
Number 1 running back on my board.
He was. Shout out to you for that, because he certainly has. I think, in my opinion, no offense to Corey Dillon, man, but especially if they can get to February and ultimately win it this year, he's going to play a huge role in it, and he might solidify himself as the best Patriots running back in the Brady Belichick era. You can see here, he's patient. He waits for the blocks to develop. He waits for the holes to open up. He bursts through the hole, makes people miss, breaks some tackles, keeps going.
That's good vision, man.
Very good vision. Okay, and we just got a report that Dietrich Wise is inactive for the Patriots. That's a big loss, but not the end they'll be all. They got 12, so they'll be all right. So again, to show you there the element of James Devlin and Shaq Mason and that power running game, and how crucial that's going to serve a role in today's game. We're going to move on now to the Ingram and Bosa stamps. And obviously, Vic, I'm going to let you take it away here. These first 2 plays are the Ingram sacks in the Baltimore game.
Yeah, so I mean, it was interesting to see how they use Melvin Ingram. He's basically moved around in the formations. He's basically like a jack linebacker, what they call a jack linebacker, joker linebacker. The coaches will call it different names and things like that. And basically what that means, they move him around, try to get him in the best matchup as possible. Here he's going up against, I think, number 74 for the Ravens. He's just going to kind of just give him a straight rush look to his outside shoulder. They call it, the coaches will teach them to rush half a man. Basically, don't rush at them at the offensive line, because they will, they will be able to get their hands on you and use their brute strength on you. Rush half a man, basically outside shoulder, his left shoulder.
Vic, I don't know if you could hear me still or not. You there?
And then he's just gonna.
Oh boy.
You good?
Yeah. Are you good?
Oh, I'm here. What? You didn't hear me?
You were just cutting off completely. So start back over. We could hear you now. Half a man, ready, set, snap.
Yep. So again, he's gonna rush half a man. Basically, don't run. They teach the rushers, do not rush straight on to the lineman unless you're gonna use a bull rush. So he's gonna rush to his outside shoulder. He's gonna have him commit to that. See how it goes, rush outside. Montgomery thinks that he's gonna go into that gap as well, and just spin moves, and he has him collide right into him, and then just has the closing burst to get to Lamar Jackson.
And I mean, real quick, if go back to the history books, 2007, 2011, even the Seahawks, even the Falcons, the Eagles last year on that crucial play, you gotta generate inside pressure to beat Tom Brady.
Yep.
And the one thing that's most important about these two plays that we're highlighting is that they're both on third down.
Yes, 3rd and 11 situation. So again, when are you going to be able to create your best pass rush? Especially, he was able to do that here to help his team get the ball, create a 4th down situation. Again, here now this time he goes up against 77, just gives him a little juke move, use his hands to swat his the offensive lineman out of the way, and closing burst again. So that's going to be key, man. Like I said, he's used as a jack pass rusher. Basically moving around up and down in the formation. So you're going to see him against the tackles. You're going to see him against the guards. The Patriots' best offensive linemen are the 3 inside guys. Their tackles are probably their weakest link. So he might have more snaps against those guys, but I wouldn't be surprised if we get some matchups against the guards as well.
Well, you can see this play, and I know you just want to run through this play quick, so we'll just show it. This is Joey Bosa right here, and this is Melvin Ingram right here. So they line up on the edge for the most part, but they just line them up everywhere. And here you could just see, Vic, I'll let you take it away. I know we don't want to spend too much time on this.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, showing a little bit of what Bosa does as well. This is a guy that's more of a technician, very heavy-handed, very strong kind of guy. So, just uses a little bit of his strength here. Rushing half a man, spin. It's just, I mean, just beautiful work by him here. Again, he's going to hustle. He's not going to give up on plays. So, I mean, they got themselves, again, it's kind of like the Chiefs to Houston and D4. They got themselves a strength and technician type of rusher, and then they also got a guy that's a speed rusher. So, and for the Chargers, they got Melvin Ingram as their speed rusher, and now they got Bosa as their as basically their strength, their technician type of pass rusher. He's also again great against the run. So, like we talked about how they're going to use Derwin James, Bosa is also going to be key in stopping the run for the Chargers. Here he surprisingly used a little bend here, Mo. He was able to get a little bit of a bend.
Did he?
He's not much of a natural bender and stuff like that, but he was able to use some good flexibility here and beat the tackle on the outside. The Cardinals tackles are not that great, man, but
right.
and that again, that's going to be key to this game because the Patriots tackles are not that great either. They haven't done a good job protecting Brady, but he used a little bit of a bend there. He used a little bit of a rush, a bull rush, a half a bull rush using one arm. So that's good. Again, that's just going to be another fun matchup to see, man. How to see if the Patriots are able to neutralize this pass rush. There's one with him and Ingram lined up together. Was that it?
Is this it?
I think it was. It might have been the other one, but they were lined up. So again, you'll see Ingram. It's just basically just to highlight where Ingram is.
Right.
He's again moved up all the positions there. Both 3 technique sides. He's both in the 9 wide or things like that. So again, this is going to be key on trying to stop Brady, man, because they're definitely going to need that pass rush to be at their A game.
I mean, you got to get to him.
Right.
You got to get to him. That's the only way, really and truly, is you got to get to him.
Like you said, they used the Eagles used what's his name? Oh my God, the names.
Brandon Graham.
Brendan Graham. They used Brendan Graham at the 3 technique on that last pass rush that they needed to seal the game
Right.
when he beat Shaq Mason for that Brady fumble. So again, moving your pass rushers and putting them in position to succeed by creating the best matchup for them, and that's great coaching. That's just great coaching. You said that you like Anthony Lynn very much, and he's definitely elevated the Chargers game since he's been there.
Most definitely, man. Most definitely, and just remind me to talk about Anthony Lynn as before we get off. So it's 11:45 at the moment. Here's a goal for everybody who's watching. We appreciate everybody who's tuning in. We're gonna show y'all a couple plays from the Eagles Saints first matchup, and to highlight some of the important matchups for this one. And then we're gonna look to get off by noon and get y'all going and get us going. So here we go. We're gonna show a couple of these plays. This play that we're gonna show here, they ran this play about 3 times in this game. See, they put Kamara in motion, and you see how it opens up the middle for Melvin Ingram. I'm sorry, for Mark Ingram.
A lot of Ingrams.
A lot of Ingram, a lot of Williams.
A lot of Ingrams, a lot of Grahams.
Hey, only one GOAT. Hey, man, this might be the last day I get to talk about Tom Brady for a while, so I'm gonna take advantage of it.
Yeah, man, the Chargers got a chance. There's a lot of good AFC. Like I said in the other show, the Patriots at one point looked like they were the team, but some AFC teams are definitely strong enough.
Right. So this play, again, you see Kamara, he's going in motion. You see how it gets this guy leaning this way. It gets the linebacker leaning this way because you have to account for him.
Mm-hmm.
And it does just enough.
Mm-hmm.
Good blocking, good patience by Ingram, good burst, missed tackle right there by Sidney Jones. And they ran this play. Germ gave me 3 of these timestamps, and we watched them, and they really ran this play 3 times, and each time they gained chunks and chunks and chunks of yardage. The one thing we got to show y'all about this play is they have different variations of this play. So they have this play where they'll either give it to Kamara here, or they'll fake it to him, and they'll have all this action with the lineman crashing down, and then they'll toss it to the Ingram to the right side. So there's a lot of misdirection. There's a lot of sophistication. There's a lot of scheming. Let me see here. Show y'all a couple more plays.
Ingram loves to have that towel flowing when he's running, looking like half a Superman or something. He's just preparing for flag football when the NFL changes to flag football in a couple years.
Yo, here it is again. Same thing. Touchdown. I'm not gonna show the other play. Just want to let y'all know we don't make shit up here at Views. Film over feelings. What we see, we say. Now this next play here, I haven't watched this play. It's a play to Michael Thomas. According to Germ, this is bad. Yeah. We talked about this. This is just Drew Brees' ability to get the ball where it needs to be. We talked about this on one of our Facebook Live shows. It's bad corner play, bad safety positioning, because this isn't the best throw by Drew. But when you're great, you get the benefit of the doubt. You're going to see from the other angle, he actually just gets bailed out slightly here by Michael Thomas and by poor corners play. And the one thing we want to talk about, Vic, how would you evaluate the secondary play of the Eagles?
Listen, bro, the corners, that's why they call them receivers that never made it. Was that the way it was said? They were receivers at one point because everybody wants to be receivers. They just didn't have the type of ball skills that receivers have. As you can see, like before, Keenan Allen was able to adjust to the ball in the air. Michael Thomas able to adjust to the ball in the air. And the corners just don't have that skill set. And that's why they have issues tracking the ball and things like that.
Right. And this play here, this is just to show you the versatility of Kamara. He's lined up here as No, it's not the X. I thought he was going to be lined up as the X, but he's a Z here, or the flanker, whichever one you want to call him. What would be the proper name here? I guess you call him flanker, Z, whichever one you want to call him. It just depends on the system, I would assume.
Mm-hmm.
But he's in one-on-one coverage against Malcolm Jenkins, one of the best cover safeties in the league in man coverage. He's able to beat him off right there. That's a pause moment. He's able to beat him off the line of scrimmage. And then he gets separation, and it's a great throw. And the rest is history.
Yeah, that's a lot of speed, man. Even though Malcolm Jenkins is very good with jam coverage when he has to be. He's very strong too, very technical. But I mean, Kamara just got a lot of speed, man, and he's also a good technician too for a running back. He knows how to use his hands and know how to use his speed to get downfield and stuff like that.
Certainly. Just to show some things here from the Saints defense in ways they can slow him down, Vic. I mean, we talk about this a lot. The Saints are going to have to generate pressure in order to win this game today, as these pop-ups keep coming up.
And it's going to have to be quick pass rush, man.
Right. Like, this is way too much time. Yeah, they generate pressure, but this is just way too much time. 2nd and 10, 4:33. So they're going to need to generate pressure. And then for offensively, really where their success is going to come, no beef, no Lombardi. This is where the Eagles are able to beat teams and stay in the game against teams and find ways to win constantly throughout the course of 60 minutes because they have all this beef up front. And you could see this is even without Jason Kelsey, who didn't play in this game. And that's a huge reason.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. We showed y'all some film. I think we showed y'all enough film. I just want to get some quick breakdowns so we can get y'all out of here. Stop sharing. What's happening, beautiful people? Appreciate everybody who's tuning in. I see Blackstock is here. All right, so Black. Well, I'll take my sip of water and hydrate. So for the Eagles, Timmy Jernigan is back. And Timmy Jernigan gives them depth. And Timmy Jernigan allows a little more freedom towards Fletcher Cox. Not only that, this allows more depth, as I said, which means that Michael Bennett is not going to have to be on the field as often, which further means that Michael Bennett is going to be able to come in on third down situations and play the 3-tech, or they can switch with Brandon Graham and have Brandon Graham play the 3-tech, or they can even run stunts with those two out of the 3-tech and in the 5. So there's a lot of things the Eagles can do now that they have their full arsenal of like 9 guys in the front 4. They go deep. They are all skilled. They all serve a role. They have multiple players who can do multiple things. Shout out to Aaron Donald. He's the best football player in the world. Fletcher Cox is the second best defensive tackle in this game. And I'm gonna just say this, and I'm gonna say this with this no beef chest flex. There isn't a huge gap between Aaron Donald and Fletcher Cox. Y'all can fight me. Y'all can bring the pitchforks, film over feelings. We can dive into the lab, screen share, and I can show you. Fletcher Cox can be as dominant as anybody in this league, man. He can play inside. He can even go outside. If you remember when they were running that 3-4 scheme under Chip Kelly, he two-gapped a lot, and it's amazing how effective he was two-gapping. So the front 4 for Philly is going to have to generate a lot of pressure today because the Eagles secondary is going to be hanging on for dear life. A couple things about the Eagles secondary. One, they played a lot of man coverage early in the year, and especially in this game against the Saints in this regular season matchup. abandon man coverage. If you're playing man coverage today, you're asking for trouble. Jim Schwartz has done a really good job down the stretch of adjusting the scheme because of all the injuries they've had to their secondary and playing a little more zone coverage in a principal cover 3 scheme. That's what they're going to have to do today and just survive as much as they can, because I truly believe the Eagles can keep up with the Saints because of their offensive line, because of the ability of Alshon Jeffrey to make plays, and because of the matchups that they can exploit with Golden Tate versus PJ Williams and Nelson Aguilar versus Eli Apple. Germ, sorry, he's not here. Vic, anything you want to add to that matchup? Just your keys, everything you're looking at.
No, I mean it is important because you said Jernigan and Nagata is going to play. Like you said, it's going to be able to create a lot of flexibility for that defensive line. It's going to also create situations where they don't have to be in the game for every down and stuff like that. So they'll be available in the fourth quarter when need be. Like you said, Fletcher Cox, man, this is a guy, bro, that he lines up a lot in the one technique and still is able to create a lot of pressure from there. The one technique, for the most part, sees a lot of double teams, sees a lot of deuce blocks, in which the guard will help the center on him and get to the second level. And Fletcher just does a great job blowing those type of plays up. He's going to need that to do it against this run game, and he's going to need that to definitely create pressure on Breeze up the middle. The Golden Tate matchup is going to be interesting too, because if Marcus Lattimore is able to control Jeffrey for the most part, Foles loves those guys in the slot. He loves his tight end matchups. So and he wants to get the ball out quicker. For the most part, he does get the ball out quicker than Carson Wentz. That's something Mo and I want to study in the offseason as to why he's finding more success. Not more success, but a little bit more crucial plays type of success than Carson is. So we are going to study that. But yeah, those are a couple matchups there that, like I said, that defensive line against that Saints offensive line is going to be another fun one to watch. I don't know what else. Any other matchups there, man? Because I honestly feel like the Saints will be able to neutralize them, and it's gonna be a tough loss for the Eagles. But
okay,
to that part,
I got you. So I'm gonna keep it right there with you. Just give me some key matchups. I know we talked about some things. Just give me a little bit of insight on Derwin James and any other things you're looking at as far as the Chargers Patriots game is concerned.
Yeah, like I said, man, I just think he'll be in the box. I'll predict that he'll go up more against James White than he is Gronkowski, helping and stopping that part of the game that the Patriots like to use. Also trying to stop Sony and that power running game. That's going to be a fun matchup for me to watch on film. And then
talk about the Henry. You think?
Yeah, and Hunter Henry is apparently he's healthy, so that's just another. Oh, and that's another thing, like you said, J.C. Jackson against Mike Williams is going to be also key, because if Gilmore is able to neutralize Keenan Allen, like you said, the Chargers still do have other weapons. They got Mike Williams, and they got Tyrell. Is it Tyrell? What's his name again?
Tyrell Williams, yes, sir.
Tyrell Williams. So that's gonna be some two key receivers right there. And if Hunter Henry will play, it's gonna be a tough matchup for the Patriots, man. And I'm having a hard time picking that game more than the Saints and Eagles game.
Right.
What happened there?
Yeah, I mean, look, as far as okay, so let's just get to the game predictions so we can get out of here.
Yeah.
I lost the crap. I lost the pick center thing. Okay, there we go. We got it back. So let's talk about real quick. Over under on the Philadelphia New Orleans game is 52.5. The Eagles are 8-point underdogs. Like I said, this is when they play best, when they are the underdogs.
Yeah.
The thing is that secondary, man, it's just been such a liability all year. They've had poor tackling all year. The Saints have a good offensive line. They have a good defensive line. They have good linebackers. They have decent enough corners. They can overachieve sometimes in that secondary when they're all playing the way they're supposed to be playing. At home, Drew Brees, that running the game is just too much. It's been a great run for the Eagles. Shout out to Nicky Foles. He deserves everything that he's gotten, and he deserves everything coming to him. He's played excellent. This team rallies around him. They play better. They coach differently. They coach more aggressively. Unfortunately, I think it all ends today in New Orleans. I'm gonna go with the Eagles. I mean, see, I picked the Eagles all week. I swear to you.
Yeah.
But I just can't do it. I can't pick against this Saints team at home.
I hear you.
If the Eagles get it done, they're going to get it done by controlling the line of scrimmage, and they're going to get it done by just generating constant amount of pressure on Drew Brees. So Fletcher Cox, Timmy Jernigan, Brandon Graham, Chris Long, Loading the God, Michael Bennett. You guys have got to the two key things: generate pressure, tackle well. A lot to you. Three things: generate pressure, tackle well, keep everything in front of you. Give me the Saints and win this game, 35-31. Vic.
Yeah. Marcus kind of took my score here, so I'm adjusted a little bit. I'm going with the Saints 37, Eagles 24. I just think that the Saints offense is going to be too much. Just like I thought the Rams offense was going to be a little too much for the Cowboys yesterday. The Saints going to show that they are at another level as well. So it's going to be Saints Rams championship game next week. Give me the Saints 37, Eagles 24.
And I'm gonna keep it right with you, man. Just give me your final thoughts on this game and a prediction. Over under is 47.5. Why is there no? Oh, there it is. The Chargers are 4-point underdogs. What do you got in this game, Vic? Who you got?
Man, I can't believe I'm actually gonna go against my guy Tom Brady. But I'm gonna take the Saints. I'm gonna take the Saints in this one, bro.
Chargers.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna take the Chargers in this one. I'm gonna go 27-24 in a tight game. They might have too much for that Patriots defense, and the Chargers might be able to do enough to kind of slow the Patriots down. And I think the Patriots are one and done this year.
Now, look, the Patriots haven't been one and done since the 2009 wild card. I mean, 2010 divisional round when they lost to the Jets. It's been a long time since they've gone one and done. They seldom lose these type of games. Bye week, at home.
Oh, this is painful, yo.
This hurts, man. This hurts. But I'm gonna say it like this. I've been rooting for New England to lose in the playoffs all year because I know they were gonna get there. And I know one thing: if they end up getting to February and they end up meeting the Rams, well, the Patriots are 0-2 in Super Bowl rematches, and y'all can pretty much figure out where I'm going with it. Give me the Chargers on a walk-off win by Phillip Rivers because of a piss-poor coaching situation by Bill Belichick. Chargers 34-29. Can't believe I did it. Picking against 12. I'm sorry. He is the GOAT. But I think this is the worst team that he's had in quite a long time. Edelman is old. Gronk is playing through pain. Edelman's probably playing through pain as well. Their tackles are a liability. Their secondary has been a liability at times. Their linebackers are a nightmare to watch in the passing coverage, and they don't generate pressure. There is nothing logistically that says the Patriots can beat the Chargers outside of Tom Brady and the running game. That's it. Give me the Chargers to win this one, and give me the Saints That's going to set up for a Rams Saints NFC, Chargers Chiefs AFC. If all goes well, it should be great regardless of who wins. The championship games are going to be off the chain. The pregame shows next week are going to be installments. They're not going to be anything like this. I'm not going to tell y'all how we're going to do it. Vic and Germ don't even know how we're going to do it, but they will find out first and foremost, obviously. Enjoy the games. Views22 on Twitter, views_22 on Instagram. Check out the website, buy the merchandise, Petty22. You get 10% off. Catch us on Facebook. Enjoy the games. Join the group, man. We have a lot of fun on those threads. Even for the folks listening, if you know anybody who you just talk football with casually, put them in the group, get them in there, and let's see if they can handle it. Views from the 22. Catch y'all later.